Lauri Markkanen wants out of Chicago if things don't improve, and I hate to say it, Bulls fans, they're not. Anytime soon, at least. So go get him, right? Well, no, this is one of the more complicated trade scenarios out there because what's Markkanen's trade value? A year ago, it would have been great. After his third season, though, not so much. Then there's the front office questions. The Bulls just hired Denver GM Arturas Karnisovas to lead basketball operations. What's he thinking about the 7-footer? In this video, we'll answer every single question and cook up 4 trade ideas that would work for both the Bulls and Lauri Markkanen's new team. Hey guys, it's Casey Kiernan, host of the AM Hoops YouTube channel. Hit us with a subscribe and notification bells and like the video if you like the video because it helps out the channel a lot. I know I need a haircut. We're all in quarantine, so let's dream up these Lauri Markkanen trade scenarios. Lauri got to Chicago in a massive trade. Back in 2017, he was part of the deal that got Jimmy Butler to Minnesota. And it looked like he and Zach LaVine were gonna wreck the league offensively. He took a big step forward in year 2, averaging almost 19 points per game and 9 boards. Year 3 starts, and dude goes off for 35 and 17. Headlines called him a star. He's the first Bull since Michael Jordan to do this. Then, what happened? Everything else has gone horribly wrong. Markkanen's averages dipped to 14.7 points and 6.3 boards per game. Now, a report in the Chicago Sun-Times says he's definitely not a happy camper, and if something doesn't change significantly, he wants out. Markkanen isn't a fan of the front office leaning so heavily on data. He's been reduced too often to a spot-up shooter. It's a waste of his many talents, and the numbers back that up. The Bulls are not using his versatility, his ability to go inside and outside, taking advantage of defenders who aren't as agile. Maybe the Bulls will change, or maybe a change of scenery would be best. Well, things have changed, in the front office at least. Chicago is hiring Nuggets GM Arturas Karnisovas to be the VP of basketball operations. He replaces the legendary John Paxson, who's led the Bulls to mediocrity since 2003. We don't know what Karnisovas thinks of Markkanen. Some fans we know would rather hang on to the 22-year-old because of his potential. Others think trading would jumpstart a new direction. So there are 2 things to think about when we're trying to determine Lauri Markkanen's trade value. The first is health. He's had oblique issues, ankle issues, a pelvis issue. Literally, we're looking here at 8 different injuries since he's come in the league. The most he's ever played in 3 years is 68 games as a rookie. That means the healthiest version of Lauri Markkanen still misses about 1 out of every 6 games. That's slightly better than Kawhi Leonard. The second key factor here is his contract. Yeah, it's team friendly. It's a rookie scale deal, but he's eligible to sign an extension after year 3. There's some prominent Chicago voices out there who are so fed up with Lauri Markkanen, his production, his health, they're ready to just let him go.
Not making the playoffs, and they're not. This is a failed season for the Chicago Bulls. A failed season. They got nice pieces, they do. But when all of them are off the court all the time, somebody's got to take the hit for this. I wouldn't even entertain it. I would say, you know what, we thank you for your 3 years of service.
Wow. Okay, hold on, slow down here. That is not what Bulls fans would like to hear. If you just let someone walk, that is 0 trade value. So let's assume this new front office is somewhere in between he's a franchise cornerstone and let him walk. Now, I think his trade value is pretty low. Whoever trades for Markkanen will have to extend him not long after they get him, and the production and health are huge question marks. In return, the Bulls probably would look for a first-round pick. They won't get a lottery pick, though, or talent, basically at every position. One good note, though, for the Bulls is almost every team could use a 7-footer with range, which Markkanen is at his best. Before we jump into trades, I did not include teams that are in the Giannis Antetokounmpo sweepstakes. So teams like the Raptors or the Heat have cleared cap space hoping that Giannis chooses them as a free agent. If those teams trade for Markkanen and sign him to a big deal, it could kill their chance of getting Giannis. So let's dig into our 4 trade scenarios for Lauri Markkanen, beginning with the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers get Lauri and the Bulls get Kyle Kuzma and Talon Horton-Tucker to make the money work. This would be a change of scenery for both players. Kuzma also took a step back in year 3, but that could be tied to his injury to begin the season and coming off the bench this year with all the changes for the Lakers in their rotation. Kuzma showed big potential when he had a bigger role in the rotation, and he could return to that in Chicago. He doesn't have the same outside shooting as Markkanen, but he's no slouch. He's shooting above 30% from downtown, about 45% from the field. So he could add young wing depth, especially if the Bulls part ways with veteran Thaddeus Young. For the Lakers, Markkanen provides that consistent third option behind LeBron and Anthony Davis at his best. He also provides shooting, which the Lakers don't have a lot of. In fact, they're kind of an oxymoron in 2020 basketball. An elite team that's not elite at three-point shooting. The Lakers average just over 31 three-point attempts per game, which is 8th to last in the NBA. Markkanen could help with that. Number 2, the Knicks get Lauri, and the Bulls get the Clippers first-round pick, the Hornets second-round pick, and Kevin Knox. The Knicks actually wanted to draft Lauri Markkanen 3 years ago, but the Timberwolves picked him 1 pick earlier and traded him to the Bulls. Now, it's no longer Phil Jackson running things, it's Leon Rose, but if he also likes Markkanen, this trade could go down. Their own pick, maybe as high as number 1, is way too valuable, but the Knicks also got the Clippers pick when they traded Marcus Morris. That could be too low for the Bulls. That's why a high second-round pick from Charlotte makes this trade work. The Bulls take back Kevin Knox, not because he has any trade value, he's been horrible, but he does have at least a little hope. Knox has 1 more year of control before the Bulls would have to make a decision, so maybe he does fit better as a Bull. They don't want a young point guard back like Frank Ntilikina or Dennis Smith Jr. because Kobe White has shown he at least deserves a chance to be the starting point guard next to Zach LaVine going forward. This would make a young core for the Knicks, including RJ Barrett, Mitchell Robinson, Frank Ntilikina, and Lauri Markkanen. The new guy could be used in dribble handoffs, pick and pops, post touches. He's a good shooter. That opens things up so it won't crowd Mitchell Robinson. Scenario 3, the Spurs get Lauri Markkanen. The Bulls get Trey Lyles. The Spurs 2021 first and 2020 second round picks. The Spurs will not trade their highest draft pick since Tim Duncan, but they would trade their 2021 pick here because they're betting that next year won't be as bad as this season. The Bulls are betting here it will be just as bad, so they could get that lottery pick for Markkanen after all. The second round pick will be high this year, so that gives them some insurance. On the Spurs, Markkanen would be the succession plan for when LaMarcus Aldridge is gone. Good things happened when LA stepped out to the three-point line. Markkanen can do that. And Lauri made 65% of his shots near the rim his first 3 years. His question marks are health and defense, but the Spurs trust that his D will improve in San Antonio. And our final scenario, the Pelicans get Lauri Markkanen, the Bulls get Jackson Hayes, the Pelicans 2021st and second round picks. This is the highest draft pick that the Bulls are gonna get. Actually, it is just inside the lottery, but the Pels are willing to let it go because A, it's not a deep draft, and B, they've got a ton of picks going forward. The Bulls get Jackson Hayes too. Now they could use a talented center, which he has shown to be, but he's also shown maturity issues, so there is a risk to be considered. At his best, Markkanen is almost a perfect fit for the Pels. He stretches the floor, which lets Zion Williamson do his thing. Markkanen can get his own shot, and he rebounds well when he's not in a slump. I think Lauri's shooting will also improve with all the playmakers that New Orleans has. Lonzo Ball, Drew Holiday, and others can get him the ball in the right spots. Now, I know a lot of you disagree with these trades. If you're a Bulls fan, you remember Markkanen in year 2, you don't think you're getting enough back. If you want Markkanen, you're also remembering that sophomore season, and you're probably wanting to give up too much. Both of you need to remember there are serious red flags in this trade. Not just health, but also his performance. But it's a lot of fun to think about, of course, because if he does return to form, Markkanen could be a huge franchise piece. Support AM Hoops and click subscribe. Don't miss a daily NBA video.